Hello Internet, this is Ben with another Mysterious Space update. I think my window is, my capture window is off by a couple pixels, but I'm not going to worry about that. So I wanted to tell you a few things. So if you keep up with the mysteriousSpace.com blog, and I doubt many people do, but I posted that I wouldn't be working on Mysterious Space this month. Very much, if at all. And there were a couple reasons for that. One is that, there's Thanksgiving stuff, and even last weekend I had some friends over for sort of a not quite Thanksgiving, since we'll all have real Thanksgiving plans with family. So I just haven't had many weekends. My evenings have been taken up with social things, and actually even a little more than predicted. And there was also this other game that I kind of wanted to try developing. I had this idea and thought I'd run with it. But yeah, I haven't even had time to do that. So, and I kind of hit I don't know, I started to hit some difficult problems I was going to have to start tackling programming-wise, and so that was kind of disheartening, and then I just didn't have time to really sit down and think about it as hard as I wanted. Or, when I did have free time, I was just I need to unwind. From work. So anyway, but I did, on the other hand, work on Mysterious Space a little bit. I kind of had a random inspiration and decided to go with it. And zulmetefza, I don't know how you would say his name, but the guy who did the Turkish translation for Mysterious Space got in contact with me and was like, hey, I noticed something that I forgot to do, and that all the translators forgot to do: the store page on Steam. So he offered to translate all of that, which was super awesome, as well as many of the achievements. And a lot of that actually is already out and live. That doesn't require me to change anything in the code. I just have to log into the Steam site for my application and just enter in that text that he provided. So that's already done. The thing I wanted to show you, though, in Mysterious Space, so first of all, I've been working on some other internationalization stuff. So you can see I've got a little bit of Greek here. It is far from complete. Don't even try. I think previously I had mentioned there was a little bit of Japanese. This is even less complete, and there are a lot of issues with it properly positioning the text because these characters are wider. My math is not ready for that. Russian, right, which I think is also very incomplete. So I don't know if I'm going to, when I release, have those available for people to use. I kind of don't want to trick people into thinking, oh cool, I can play this game in Japanese, when in fact this is almost all that is translated. There's really nothing else. But I'll figure it out. Anyway, the other thing though that I want to show you that is much more done is the new character creation screen. And it is only new if you have unlocked any other ship types or these new subroutines, which you can see below. When you first start the game, if you haven't done anything, then you'll get the same old, simpler layout where it just says pick a ship name up top and here's the description, nothing more. Only once you've started to unlock things do we get this split column thing. So we have a couple options. Now we can choose the ship type, as always, and we can also choose this thing called a subroutine. So the subroutines are given to you, as you can see, by certain monsters. And this correlates with the scan data. I don't remember if that's what I've called it in here. But these profiles, okay? I call them profiles in the game. In the code, they're called scan data. But so so I just get confused. But anyway, so each of these, and sorry, that's a lie, not each of them. Some of these will give you extra what I call them, subroutines to use when you create your character. It so happens that the only 3 I have collected all provide a bonus, but again, not all of the enemies do. Some of them I just haven't thought of something yet, and some of them I'm just thinking, there's nothing that really comes to mind. And perhaps as I add more mechanics to the game, I will be able to think of things. But for example, we have, oops, I've pressed enter too much. Plus 10% weapon recharge rate. I gave that to this because what else is the 4-way Fomalhaut going to give you? And so I was like, okay, well, weapon recharge rate is a good bonus to have. He might as well have it. But there's a lot of enemies where what else would they give you but maybe some weapon recharge rate? There's only so many bonuses to really hand out. Whereas some of them are a little more, something. I don't know, there's an obvious sort of thing to give them based on mechanics already in the game. So the regenerating Rigel, I think, is a good example. This is the mini-boss that you have to defeat. I do not show the whole mini boss because that obviously wouldn't fit. But so when you leave a planet, your hull is fully repaired. Also, all of these bonuses we see here are kind of the small bonuses. There's some upgraded versions that then also come with penalties. So like there's for the Menkalanen Manufactory, which is a much later mini boss. I have trouble getting that far, so I don't know how many people are, have gotten that far. But that one gives you like plus 20 hull, but I think -2 carrying capacity or something. So you can't hold on to as many items. And some of them will give you, I think there's one that gives you even more recharge rate, but it reduces your total speed and things like that. So I've made some that are more powerful, but then have these downsides. Or you can just choose nothing. So this kind of came about as, and I'll just go ahead and play while I do this. Well, I talk so that it's not totally boring. Oh, and were clouds in a recent release? There's clouds. I don't know if I've released those yet, so maybe clouds. I couldn't look at the changelog. But so anyway, what I had been thinking of doing was making a pilot system where you would choose a pilot when you started a game, and you could build the pilots out of parts that you collect. I want that. Okay. So I was thinking, where is my tractor beam? I think I've discovered a little... Oh, it's really hard to see because it's green and the background is blue. That's kind of bad. Anyway, so what I was thinking is that you would sometimes drop pilot parts from enemies, and then you could, from the, there'd be a new menu option from the title menu where you would assemble a pilot out of a bunch of these parts, and then when you created a character, you would select a pilot. And I might still do that. I don't know, I had this inspiration to do this thing with the enemies you collect, and so I went with it. The pilot thing is just going to take a little longer. That is a bit more of an involved system. It's got to save all the pilots you make to file, and that's not so bad. But I mean, there's a whole UI then for putting together things. In addition to selecting, all I had to do for these subroutines was let you select a thing, but you don't have to build them. So it's just going to be a lot more work to do the pilot system, and I would definitely not get that done this month. So anyway, this was kind of along those same lines. I wanted something else for you to be able to customize when you're building a ship. And whoops, come here. Oh, I'm going to get messed up because I'm paying too much attention to this. Okay, get out of my way. I want to go up here. Oh my god. Hello, clouds. So anyway, I wanted something else to let you customize your ship further. Pilots are going to take too long, at least for a release this month, again, because I'm going to be gone for several days for Thanksgiving. But I went ahead and did this. And gosh, did you see that? This is a bug that's been here for a long time. When you're at the edge of the seam of the level, your tractor beam goes a little crazy. Oh, I'm so dead because that eye guy is going to... No, he's not! Run! Okay, let's see if we can get... No. Okay, yeah. Get out of here. Screw you guys. It is harder to play and talk, although I could honestly see doing that badly on a run where I'm not talking sometimes. It's just like, God, look at all that damage I received. I think that's actually a new thing that I haven't put. And that looks bad. I need to position that text better, but damage received, I just thought would be an interesting stat to tell you. So anyway, did I pick up? No, I didn't pick up any new blueprint or profiles, so we unfortunately can't see those. But anyway, so that's a new thing coming out at the end of this month, or the beginning of next month, whenever I've got the time or the weekend or whatever, to upload this to Steam. And again, trying to coincide with the end of the month, as I've been doing. I'm not 100% sure why I stick to that, but it seems like a good idea. So anyway, I hope you guys are looking forward to that. I, again, don't have all of them, although let me show you. I can do a little cheat, and you can just see what all of them are. I don't know if that's spoilery. If you don't want to see, then don't look. Here, I'll show you what it looks like when we can select all the ship types and all the subroutines. And you can see how it rearranges. It's got to do some more tricky UI stuff. So here. We have all of the ships, although one of them... No, okay, yeah, that's the other one. Okay, so yeah, we got all these ships, and then we have all these subroutines. So here's one I was talking about. You get plus 20% movement speed, but you lose some carrying capacity. Here's more recharge rate, but you lose some movement speed. Here's less... Right, so this was a... gosh, get out of here, antivirus. Right, so we have lose 20% movement speed. Sorry, there was something else. Here we go. +1 carrying capacity, -1 carrying. Yeah, so whatever. You see, there's a whole range of things here. +20 hull. I think I told you about that. This one is another weird one. You become invulnerable for 5 seconds, approximately every 60 seconds. So, and that's not because I couldn't figure out, you know, how to time it exactly. I wanted it to be random. So it's actually between 40 and 80 seconds. You never know quite when the invulnerability is going to hit. I don't know if that's very good, but more movement speed, but only in liquids for the little fish. When you fight the gross baleen, you can, you know, he's swarming with petit poissons, and so you can get a scan data for that. So I'm going to try and fill in as many of the enemies as possible. It's also possible that I'm going to need to add another row below here, right? I can probably move everything up, though, a few pixels, right? So I'm going to have to make room, and if I add too many ship types, yeah, you know, I'll just have to rejigger the UI again later if it gets to that point. But anyway, this is pretty cool. I think this is a neat extra way to customize your ship. They are pretty small bonuses, but I hope that they are overall bonuses. You know, I wouldn't want any of these penalties to be so great that you wouldn't take it. And I would like them to be fairly equal. Like, again, my philosophy with the ships is that if some are just easier or just harder than the basic ship, that's okay as long as it's a little bit, you know, if that lets you choose your difficulty. If you want a challenge and you're like, yeah, I'm going to beat it with, you know, the worst ship and the worst subroutine, then go for it. And the worst subroutine, though, hopefully is no subroutine. Although, I don't know, it would be interesting to make a subroutine that is strictly a bad thing, just to give people an extra challenge. I will totally do that, now that I say that. But anyway, yeah, so same thing with subroutines. You know, if some of the routines are a little better than others or whatever, that's fine. But I hope that by providing different sorts of combinations that they will at least appeal to different play styles. You know, if you really just want to shoot all the weapons fast, then that's what you're going to go for. Nothing else seems good to you, and that's okay, you know. And then some people are like, I need to be able to stock up on you know, potions, and yes, I will totally take the extra carrying capacity. I actually worry that +1 is too weak, but I'll tweak this stuff. Anyway, so yes, again, that all stuff will all come out at the beginning of December or end of November. So yeah, I hope you guys are looking forward to that. Thank you for watching. Thank you for playing, and yeah, I guess I'm done. I need to go to bed. It's quite late here. But yes, thank you for watching. Thank you for playing, and thank you again to zulmetefza or meetza. I should ask him how he says his name for the extra Turkish translation, because that stuff is great. Yeah, it's awesome. Goodbye.